Sup dude, in the past the center position has been dominated by giant men who generate points from mainly layups and dunks. Over time, big men have slowly learned to space the floor, and nowadays we have 7-footers chucking bombs from 3 on the reg. That's kind of fucking crazy. What's even more crazy is the fact that we have an unathletic 7-footer who easily gets points from inside the paint, mid-range, behind the arc, and just so happens to be one of the greatest playmakers of not only the current NBA but of all time. Before I start, if you want to leave a like, it helps my videos out a lot. Nikola Jokic has won back-to-back MVPs in the last 2 years, and although that is an insane honor, I really don't feel like we give him the credit he deserves. What he does with the basketball can only be described as magic. Last year, he put up ridiculous numbers: 27 points, 13.8 rebounds, and damn near 8 assists. He did this shooting a ridiculous 58% from the floor and an alright 33% from 3. A stat I'd like to point out is his true shooting percentage, which was a wildly impressive 66.1%. The only players who had a higher true shooting percentage were Montrezl Harrell, Jared Allen, and Rudy Gobert. Those 3 players get a majority of their points from the paint, so sure, it's impressive that they were that accurate, but Jokic scored from all areas of the floor and still maintained that high of a true shooting percentage. Last season, Jokic had a player efficiency rating of 32.8, which is a single season record. No biggie. MJ and LeBron both never had a PER as high as that. He scores and rebounds at a high level, but it's his ability to make plays that has left everyone in awe. Over his career, Jokic has averaged 6.2 assists per game, which completely blows the competition out of the water. Second place is held by Wilt Chamberlain at just 4.4 assists per game. One thing I've always loved in the NBA are European players, specifically the slow, unathletic basketball geniuses such as Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic. Now these players compared to someone like you and me are most certainly not unathletic, but in terms of the NBA, they are. The ability to play at their own pace and seemingly create points out of nothing is jaw-dropping. Dirk's one-legged fadeaway is one of my favorite moves in NBA history. It was so different from anything I had ever seen, and when I found out he brought his leg up to create space because he was too unathletic to create space in a different way, I found it so much cooler. Luka may have a bit more coordination than Dirk, but he still plays at a slow and controlled pace using crafty moves to get points. Crafty players, in my opinion, are way more interesting to watch than a super athletic player. Sue me. This is why I love Jokic's game so much. He waddles around the court looking like he's never ran in his life, then when the ball is in his hands, he can pretty much get anything he wants without the speed and athleticism of most players in today's NBA. He can slowly muscle a defender in a post-up, then fling a completely unorthodox rainbow shot up. If he doesn't want the post-up, he'll waddle behind the three-point line and sling it nonchalantly, and it'll go in. His giant 7-foot frame coupled with his high-arcing shot creates a deadly combo, resulting in him being wildly efficient. Nikola Jokic is the deadliest offensive center in NBA history. He can do literally everything at such a high level, which is completely unheard of. Shaq, Kareem, Bill Russell, Hakeem, Wilt, any other center that I forgot to mention, the list goes on. All these centers were dominant in some way offensively, but none of them could do what Jokic does. Nikola is something we have never seen before. Without Jokic, the Nuggets would be a lottery team. Last year, Denver's net rating with him on the floor was +9, and with him off the floor, it was -10.6. The way he impacts the game and makes everyone on his team better is insane. A few days ago, I was scrolling on Instagram and I came across this post. Take a second to pick who you think is better. Player A is Jokic and player B is Michael Jordan. Now, I definitely don't think the Joker is better than MJ, but it's still pretty wild that Nikola's stats are seen as better than the GOAT himself. If the Nuggets stay healthy and Jokic continues performing at this high of a level, I think the Nuggets have a shot at going deep in the playoffs. If you like this video, click this one. I think you'll like it too. Thanks for watching. Bye, dude.